Hi, everyone, and a pleasant good afternoon to you wherever you may be. I am Tony Abatey, and we're right back here at Tycoler Field here in Fort Scott as the Fort Scott Lady Tigers softball team gets ready to face the Girard Lady Trojans in a non-league battle here this afternoon. Just the one game today, as they'll play varsity first and then JV later. These two teams hooked up in early in the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we are going to have a ceremonial first pitch for today's games.
And that was back on March 28th, way back at the beginning of the year, and Fort Scott won that game in Girard 9-1. So we'll see how this one goes today. It was Fort Scott's first game of the year.
Heading to the pitching circle this afternoon to throw out the ceremonial first pitch for today's games is former Fort Scott High School standout pitcher and current Tiger softball assistant coach, Heather Davis Hartman. Heather was the starting pitcher for the 2005 4A state championship team and also for the 2006 4A state third place team. She then went on to have an outstanding career pitching and playing for Cowley County Community College. Catching is former Fort Scott High School teammate Amanda Metcalf. Amanda played right field in the 2005 championship season and then moved to catcher in the 2006 season. They, along with several of their teammates, will be honored between games this evening for their unprecedented and unmatched accomplishments in girls athletics at Fort Scott High School. Heather, you know what to do. Bring the heat.
And hopefully you were able to catch all of that information there from Athletic Director, Activities Director here in Fort Scott, Jeff Delatorre, has introduced our ceremonial first pitch. Don't get that very often here at the high school level, but Coach Davis Hartman still has it, to say the least, painting the outside corner there. So good to see that. And as you heard there from Coach Dell, they will be the 2005 team. Hard to believe that was 20 years ago, but the 2005 team is going to be honored in between the varsity and JV games here today. We'll do our best to get that for you here at the end of this varsity contest on Duckbait TV. But anyway, let's go through your starting lineups. First for the Girard Lady Trojans, as they will have Lindsey Bryant leading things off at second base. Center fielder Autumn Avery bats second. Hitting third is Elena McGowan. She's the catcher today for Girard. Erica Boatman is at first base. She's in the cleanup spot this afternoon. Breely Merrill is at third base. She will bat fifth. Hitting sixth is Maddie Kester. She's at shortstop. The pitcher, J.C. Geyer, is batting seventh. Hitting eighth is Emily Hanks. She's in left field today. And right fielder Addison Bowman is batting in the 9 spot. Girard will not use a flex player here in this varsity contest. Just a straight-through lineup. Fort Scott will be using a flex player. We'll tell you about that in just a second. Allie Brown is leading things off at shortstop today. In left field is Allie Wheeler. She will bat second. Hitting third is Abby Gorman back in center field. Rayleigh Cowan is at second base. She'll bat fourth. Hitting fifth is Aubrey Yark behind the plate. Right fielder Briley Heimer bats sixth. Hitting seventh, and at third base is Lexi Forrester. Elsa Bishop is the DH today. She will bat eighth and be the designated player. Kinsley Brown is the first baseman, and she will bat ninth for the Lady Tigers here. And Lakin Farley, I don't know why I always mispronounce Lakin's last name there. But anyway, Lakin is in the circle once again for the Lady Tigers, as she will get the start and be the flex player. She is not in the lineup to start things here this afternoon, so we'll see how that goes. And that goes into substitutions later in the game as to why they classify some of those things differently here in softball. So looking forward to this one. The Lady Tigers are 19-3 overall. They are in the middle of an 11-game winning streak, and actually they're 19-4. I missed that. messed that all up. They're 17-4. They'll get going today against the Lady Trojans, who are 8-9 overall, 4-8 in their CNC League schedule. They are actually done, I believe, with their CNC schedule. And the first pitch of the game is a little bit low, ball one. Lindsey Bryant, left-handed batter, leading things off for the Lady Trojans. That one's in there for a strike, 1-1.
Picture okay?
That one's a little low. 3 balls and 1 strike now. That one's in there for strike number 2. And there's ball 4. So Bryant will get the leadoff walk here for Girard. First pitch to Autumn Avery is fouled off. Girard today in the dark gray tops with the maroon letters and numbers, maroon pants and socks. So swing and a miss at the plate. The count goes to 0-2 quickly. Fort Scott, of course, in their usual red tops with the black sleeves and pants with the red socks. Here at the all-turf tie-color field. And a swing and a miss for the first strikeout of the game. So now Elena McGowan steps in. First pitch is back towards us. And on down to second goes Bryant. Line of the 1-0 pitch. That one catches the inside corner. Nice pitch there from Lakin. McGowan, a senior for the Lady Trojans. They don't have a lot of upperclassmen on the team this year. This one's popped up and we'll get out of play foul behind us. Count is 1-2 now on Elena McGowan. This, I believe, is the first year for head coach Michaela Kugler at Girard. There's a swing and a miss and a delayed steal on the strikeout for Lindsey Bryant. So she will move to third, but there are 2 outs now. Here's the pitch. This one's popped up on the infield. Coming in from third and having to deal with the sun and high sky here at Ty-Kohler, but doing it nicely is Lexi Forrester, and that is out number 3. So that retires Girard here in the top of the first. We'll head to the bottom of the first. You come back, it's Girard 0 and Fort Scott coming up. Residential interior or exterior painting done or your cabinets refinished, contact the folks at Aura at Labora Painting Company, LLC. Fort Scott native Josh Regan is ready to help with your project, so give them a call at 620-288. back here at Ty Color. It'll be Allie Brown leading things off for Fort Scott here. Brown, a senior, embarking on her last few games in a Lady Tiger uniform. Here's the first pitch in this at bat. It's a little bit low for ball one. And that one's hit to short. I'll get through and into the outfield. Brown rounds first, heads for second. She's not stopping there. Here comes the throw. Not in time, and a triple to lead off the game for Allie Brown. That was a tough play for Breely Merrill at third. Actually, I believe that was Kester at short, who got a glove on that, but couldn't haul it in on that line drive from Brown. Now 2-0 on Wheeler. The left fielder today for the Lady Tigers. That's bunted fair to third, and they will not get the play at third. Now here comes a throw into second base. It was not a forced play. They did not make a tag, and Wheeler is in there safely. So Merrill took the bunt there at third, did not make a throw to first, trying to keep Allie Brown there at the bag at third, and Wheeler noticed that second base was for the taking and does take it. First pitch. Gorman is in there for a strike, now one low, so 1-1. And a foul ball there. It's a 1-2 now, the count. Nobody out, runners on second and third. And another foul ball. Back to the screen. Top of the order has been pretty consistent for the Lady Tigers this whole season. Here's the 1-2. That's a little low. Looked like that may have slipped out of J.C. Geyer's hand on the delivery. 2-2 the count. And the pitch. This one's hit out towards left field. Hanks has a beat on it. She'll make the play. Brown tags and will score from third. Wheeler will move up on the throw, and the Lady Tigers take a 1-0 lead. First pitch to Rayleigh Cowan is in there for a strike. Now the 0-1 pitch. That one's hit foul past third. So quickly 0-2 the count. So I mentioned earlier, Fort Scott in the middle of an 11-game winning streak right now. They're up to 17-4, and right now second in the 4A East sub-state standings. So looking to potentially host a regional in a couple of weeks. The wind and the 1-2 pitch. This one's hit foul right side. Fort Scott also in this during this winning streak. Seven of those 11 games they've scored in double digits. This one's popped up and will stay in play. Foul off of third. Merrill makes the catch, and that's out number 2. So now Aubrey Ark, the catcher, up there. First pitch is high and outside for ball 1. So in the 11-game winning streak, Fort Scott has scored double digits in 7 of those 11 games. This one's fouled off left side. 2 others of those games, they've scored 9 runs. And in another game, they've scored 8. So they have really been cranking out the offense here of late. That pitch is high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here is the 2-1 pitch. That's grounded to third. Nice pick by Merrill. Cross the diamond in time, and that'll retire the Tigers here in the bottom of the first. But they do plate 1 and lead it 1-0. We'll head to the top of the second when you come back. This is Tiger Softball on Duckbait TV. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Mark, Dave, Jolene, Manda, and Tyler are ready to greet you with a smile and help with whatever you may need. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. Breely Merrill will lead things off for Girard here in the top of the second inning. She'll be followed by Maddie Kester and J.C. Geyer. If anybody gets on, they'll go to Emily Hanks. And the first pitch to Merrill is in there for a strike. As we mentioned earlier, I believe this is the first year for head coach Michaela Kugler at Girard. Jim Vinzi was the head coach for the last several years and had some pretty good success at Girard. They have not had as much success this season, coming in at 8-9 overall. Their longest winning streak on the year is 2. Their longest losing streak is 3. So they've kind of been up and down a little bit this year. They're 8-9 overall, 4-8 in the CNC, and they've split a lot of their doubleheaders. The CNC, a league that is still exclusively doubleheaders here in Kansas for league play, and so they've split a lot of those doubleheaders. They did get swept by Frontenac. The Lady Tigers will see Frontenac next week, as there's a strikeout, and that'll be a good test for Fort Scott, as the Lady Raiders down in Frontenac are just absolutely crushing things right now. That one's in there for a strike. Of course, Frontenac, if you're new to the area, Frontenac is traditionally good in just about every sport known to man. They had a rough season on the basketball court this year. There's a ground ball to first, and a nice play there by Kinsley Brown to get the out. So Frontenac, both their boys and their girls, as we saw them at the Frontenac tournament in January, they had a rough year, both sides on the basketball court this year, boys and girls. Pitch is outside, ball one. But making up for it on the softball field, as they are, I'm not sure what their record is, but they are leading the CNC. That one's in there for a strike. Fort Scott will actually see Frontenac and Colgan both next week. Can't remember if that's Monday or Tuesday, but they're going to play them both at Frontenac next week. Raiders getting ready to host the regional, I believe I saw. They've got a nice brand new turf field as well. There's a pop-up on the infield coming over from third, and that'll go as a catch and an out as it popped out of the glove of Lexi Forrester, and Kinsley Brown was right there to clean up the trash, and that is out number 3. And Fort Scott retires Girard in order here in the top of the second. We'll go to the bottom half. Still 1-0 Fort Scott here on Duck Bait TV. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact her by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com. So as we come back to the bottom of the second inning, again, Fort Scott with the 1-0 lead over Girard, and they will send Briley Heimer to the plate for the first time today, and she takes a pitch low for ball one. First pitch is, or second pitch is popped up towards left field, and Emily Hanks settles under it and will retire Heimer for the first out of the inning. First pitch to Lexi Forrester is high, ball one. Forrester, the third baseman today here for Fort Scott. And that pitch is low. So 2-0 now the count. And now the 2-0 pitch. That one's just off the inside corner, ball three. If I can check and see how the Greyhounds are doing at the region tournament this week. Now the 3-1 pitch on the way. That was hit foul, so that'll fill the count. The actual home team here at Ty Kohler Field now, the Fort Scott Greyhound softball team, is at the Region 6 tournament this week. That's held in Kansas City this week, or this year. Last year I think they were in Topeka. And the Greyhounds won that one last year. Swing and a miss. For a strikeout and out number 2. Now, Elsa Bishop will bat. Again, she is the designated player today. Here's the first pitch to her. That one's popped up. Deep second. Going back and making the play is Lindsey Bryant, and that's out number 3. So 1-2-3, bottom of the second will take us to the third. Fort Scott still leads Girard 1-0 here on Duck Bay TV. Patty West and Crystal Cowan are a mother-daughter duo selling personal and commercial insurance. If you need auto, home, boat, motorcycle, ATV, business, or commercial insurance, they've got you covered. Visit them at 3 East Wall Street in downtown Fort Scott or call 620-223-0700. So first pitch to Emily Hanks is in there for a strike. So 0-1 the count here to start the third inning. And now 0-2. Pitch is high. Lined into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. So the first hit of the game for Girard. We'll put Emily Hanks on first. And now a bunt and a foul ball. Say Bowman hit Bowman in the batter's box there. She'll get another opportunity. Coach Renfro is asking about it. If it hits the batter out of the batter's box, then she's out. But he's saying that it hit her in the batter's box. So Hanks has to go back to first, and do it over. Now a ground ball through the left side for a base hit. So quickly 2 on and nobody out from the bottom of the order for the Lady Trojans here. Lindsey Bryant will bat now. First pitch to her is in there for a strike. Bryant walked her first time. And that pitch is taken high. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Bryant. More of a traditional slapper from the way she's approaching here for Girard. A swing and a miss there. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one's popped up foul and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch on the way, and foul tip, but caught by Aubrey Yarick, and that's a strikeout. Now Autumn Avery up there, and she'll be down in the count 0-1 on that first pitch strike. Like maybe a rise ball that rose a little too much that time. 4-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. This one's popped up on the infield. Coming in from short and from second. Brown and Cowan. Cowan able to make the play, and that's out number 2. First pitch to Elena McGowan is high. She struck out her first time back in the first inning. That one is high as well, 2-0. It's that time of year where everything starts to wind down and we get to postseason play, and that's a strike. As I mentioned, the Fort Scott Lady Tigers, Tiger Boys as well, will have 1 more week of the regular season. That's next week, and then the following week is regionals. Here's the 2-1. That's popped up. Foul territory, but coming over from first base and making the play is Kinsley Brown for out number 3. So after Girard gets the first 2 batters on base, they can't advance them past first and second. We'll go to the bottom of the third, still 1-0 Fort Scott. You're watching Lady Tiger Softball on Duckbait TV.
Ready to turn your nails into a work of art? Hi, I'm Delana Beatty, nail tech and artist. I specialize in custom nail art as unique as you are. From vibrant designs to delicate details, I will do my best to bring your vision to life and make sure every set of nails tells your personal story. Get the perfect combination of style, quality, and fun with Nails by Delin at Spoiled Brat Salon in Fort Scott, Kansas.
First pitch to Kinsley Brown here in the fourth is going to be fair down the right field line. So Kinsley leads off with a single. And the Lady Tigers have a runner on with nobody out as the lineup card gets turned over once again to Allie Brown. First pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. This one's popped up. And will stay in play, but really Merrill overran it just a little bit. And that's out, or not, and out. It falls in there. It's foul. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Fly ball out towards left field, and that's going to get down as well. And now the Lady Tigers are going to have to go back, and everybody's in there safely. So Kinsley Brown had to hold up, making sure that ball fell in, and it did, but she couldn't get past second once that happened. So she got about halfway to third, then had to turn back. Allie had to do the same thing, but everybody gets back in safely. Now a bunt to third. Barehanded pickup. Throw to first is, where's the umpire? Not in time. So the bases are loaded now with nobody out. Now Abby Gorman back up there for Fort Scott. That pitch is low. 2-0 the count on Gorman, who has a sacrifice fly in this game so far. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for strike number 1. Draws some ire from the Lady Tiger supporters. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one's high. So 3-1 now the count. Here is the 3-1 pitch. Fouled right back to the screen. So now the count is full on Gorman. One and the 3-2 pitch. That one's hit towards short. They'll go to second for 1. Now throw it to third. That's not a force play. They didn't tag Brown, and so she is safe. The throw was in time, but they never applied the tag, and so Brown is safe at third. Once the force out is taken at second, it's no longer a force at third. The runner, Kinsley Brown, from third does score, so it's now 2-0 in favor of Fort Scott on the fielder's choice. First pitch is high, and throw is into center field. Brown will score from third. Gorman will stay at second. And as Girard did a great job at backing that one up. And now here's a ball lifted into left center field. That's going to get down for a hit. Throw to third is not in time, gets away, and here comes another run for Fort Scott. Gorman will score. All the way to third goes Rayleigh Cowan. And Fort Scott, once again, putting the pressure on Girard. They now lead it 4-0. And now Girard's going to have a meeting in the circle. ball is popped up left side. Nice catch by the shortstop. Rayleigh will tag and score from third, though. So it's now 5-0 Fort Scott on a sacrifice fly, and a great read by Rayleigh Cowan as the shortstop for Girard, Maddie Kester, made the play, but it was kind of an over-the-shoulder catch that kept her momentum going out towards left field. So Rayleigh able to read that and score on the sacrifice fly. This ball is ripped into center field, and going up to make the play is the center fielder Autumn Avery, and that'll retire Fort Scott here in the third, but not before they score 4 runs and now lead it 5-0. If you're interested in helping us out at Duckbait Media, bringing more Tiger and Greyhound athletic events, become a sponsor today. Contact us at tonyabady@gmail.com, duckbaitmedia@gmail.com, or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/duckbaitmedia. We're here to bring you the best of the Tigers and Hounds on youtube.com/duckbaittv. So now Erica Bowman will lead things off for Girard here in the fourth. First pitch there is fouled just past the bag at third. Ball's hit into left center field, coming over, and they're not going to get to it. It's a home run. That ball just kept carrying off the bat of Erica Boatman. And that is a home run and the first run of the game for the Lady Trojans. Now Breeley Merrill will step in. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And she crunks one down the left field line, coming over, making the catch is Allie Wheeler. What a highlight reel play that was for Wheeler and the Lady Tigers. Diving catch. For out number 1. First pitch misses, 1-0 on Maddie Kester. And that one slapped down the line and foul, just foul. So 1 ball and 1 strike now to Maddie Kester. Get checked a little bit ago, and Fort Scott Greyhounds lost their first game. This is a fly ball out to center field. Gorman will take it, and that's out number 2. But the Fort Scott Greyhounds, unfortunately for them, knocked out of the Region 6 tournament after just 2 games, double elimination. So they lost their first 2 games. And after a base hit by J.C. Geyer, she will get a courtesy runner for her here. And it looks like that is Boston Encarnacion. First pitch again swung on by Girard and out to right center, but Abby Gorman able to come in and make the play, and that's out number 3. So Girard does get a run on the home run, but that's all they get. It's now 5-1. Fort Scott with the lead. We'll take another break and come right back. This is Fort Scott Lady Tigers softball on Duckbait TV. If you need residential interior or exterior painting done or your cabinets refinished, contact the folks at Aura at Labora Painting Company, LLC. Fort Scott native Josh Regan is ready to help with your project, so give them a call at 620-288-6617. So as we welcome you back here to Ty Kohler Field, Lexi Forrester, the third baseman, will lead off. The bottom of the 4th for Fort Scott. The 1-0 pitch is grounded right back out to the pitcher. So out number 1. Another first pitch swinging, but a line drive to short. So that's out number 2. And that'll bring Kinsley Brown back to the plate, who's got a single in this game. First pitch is a little low. That one's in there for a strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike now. That pitch is low. 4 ball 2. And this one's laced into left field for a base hit. Kinsley Brown is on first with 2 outs. And now Allie Brown back up to the plate. First pitch to her is a little low. And that one's grounded to second off the glove. It's the at second base, and everybody's going to be safe. Lindsey Bryant got her glove on it but couldn't corral it. And everybody's safe with 2 outs, runners on first and now second. And off the end of the bat to third, throw to first is not in time, and another great job by Allie Wheeler to beat that throw out from third. This time it was a swinging bunt, so to speak, not an actual bunt. And the bases are loaded for Fort Scott once again. This pitch is hit out to left field. Coming in and making the play is Emily Hinks, and that'll retire Fort Scott in the frame. But still 5-0 Lady Tigers. We'll head to the 5th when you come back. This is Fort Scott Lady Tigers softball on Duckbait TV. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Mark, Dave, Jolene, Manda, and Tyler are ready to greet you with a smile and help with whatever you may need. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. So it'll be 9-1-2 leading off with 5th inning for Girard here. First pitch, swung on and missed by Addison Bowman. Bowman 1 for 1 with a single so far today. Pitch is a little bit low. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the 1-1 pitch is high. One-0 pitch off the end of the bat, up the middle. Brown has it across the bag, not in time. So a slow roller right back up the middle. Tough play for Fort Scott. Girard gets a base runner. First pitch here is in there for a strike to Lindsey Bryant, who is officially 0 for 1. She's walked and struck out so far. 0-1 pitch. That one catches the outside corner. Now the 0-2. Fouled off left side, and that will get out of play. Good pursuit there by Lexi at third base, but didn't stay in the yard. No balls and 2 strikes, nobody out, runner on first. Fort Scott with a 5-1 lead. That pitch is low. Now the 1-2 pitch. Grounded third, but foul. Now the 1-2 just does miss the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the 2-2 on the way. That one's fouled back to the screen. Now the 2-2. This is grounded to third. Nice stab by Lexi across the diamond and gets the play. It gets the out at first. Bowman does advance to second on the play. So now runner in scoring position with 1 out for Autumn Avery, center fielder. First pitch to Avery is a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch is inside, 2-0. And a swing and a miss there for strike 1. Fort Scott, as I mentioned earlier, they are 17-4 overall and currently in second place in the 4A East Regional standings. The top 4 in those standings will host regional in a couple of weeks. In 4A, now in 3A, where Girard is, this pitch is fouled back and out of play. They have the more traditional sub-state regional situation where they already know they're going to, I think it's Frontenac, for their regional in a couple of weeks. But that's the more traditional situation in 3A and 2A these days. There's a foul ball. 4A, 5A, 6A with this new regional format in baseball and softball, sub-state in basketball as well. As there's a drop third strike, throw down to third is not in time, but Bowman is there safely. Runner on third now, but there are 2 outs. And the first pitch misses 1-0. Elena McGowan, who's 0 for 2. She struck out and flown out so far in the game. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That swung through and missed. Nice pitch there from Farley. One pitch is high. And it's swing and a miss. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the 2-2 pitch. This one's popped up. And that'll get out of play. Line of the 2-2. This one's hit out towards left field. Coming in is Wheeler, and she'll make the play for out number 3. So Girard gets a run into third but can't score. And we'll go to the bottom of the 5th with your score 5-1. Fort Scott with the lead over Girard. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact her by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com. So Riley Cowan leads off the bottom of the fifth for the Lady Tigers. First pitch is in there for strike one. Ground ball to third. That's fair. Nice pick by the third baseman, and the throw across the diamond is in time for out number one. Now Aubrey Yarick will bat. That pitch is high for ball one, and that last hit there by Rayleigh Cowan is this pitch is fouled off left side. But that's the difference between being a right-handed hitter and a left-handed hitter on the softball diamond. There's not a lot of speed difference between Allie Wheeler and Rayleigh Cowan, but Allie, starting a couple of steps ahead, has beat out three grounders to third. There's a swing and a miss. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rayleigh, being a right-handed batter, has to take a couple of steps just to catch up to where Allie would start from, being a left-handed batter, of course. And there's a hit by pitch. That will put Aubrey Yarick on first with 1 out. And now a courtesy runner for the catcher, Aubrey Yarick. And that looks to be Bristol Marsh once again. And Briley Heimer will bat. That's off the end of the bat towards second. Throw over to first is in time. Marsh will take the bag at second, though, on the ground out. And now there are 2 outs in the fifth for Fort Scott. Here's the first pitch, and that one catches the outside corner to Lexi Forrester. Here's the 0-1. That one's grounded towards third and through. Marsh will stop at third on the single by Forrester. Nice job by Emily Hanks to get in and get that one in quickly. So now runners on the corners. Still with 2 outs. First pitch to Elsa Bishop is high. Ball 1. There does appear to be some weather off to the north, and hopefully that will miss us completely. This one's fouled off left side. Some big dark clouds off to the north. We've felt that breeze that's kind of died down now, but it was strong there for a couple innings in the middle portion of the game. Out of the north. This one's popped up. Actually hit out towards right field. Coming in to make it the play is Bowman, and that's out number 3. And will retire Fort Scott here in the 5th inning. So Lady Tigers get a runner to third, but can't advance further. And we'll go to the 6th. Still 5-1, Fort Scott over Girard here on Duckbait TV. Patty West and Crystal Cowan are a mother-daughter duo selling personal and commercial insurance. If you need auto, home, boat, motorcycle, ATV, business, or commercial insurance, they've got you covered. Visit them at 3 East Wall Street in downtown Fort Scott or call 620-223-0700. First pitch to Erica Bowman misses the strike zone. And now 2-0. This one's grounded towards short. Nice play by Brown from deep in the hole, but the throw pulls Kinsley Brown off the base just a hair, and Bowman is safe. This one's hit down the left field line, and they're going to say foul ball. They're going to get over the fence. May have gotten over the fence. We're going to have to move the table back here a little bit, I think, because I think we are going to get a little bit of precipitation here in just a few moments. Fouled back right at us. Throw down to second is not in time, so a stolen base there for Erica Boatman. Now the 1-2 is a little high. So 2 balls and no strikes now. 2-2 pitch. Called, third strike. Now Maddie Kester will bat. First pitch to her is hit out towards left center field, and that play is made by Gorman coming over. And the first pitch here is flown out towards center field, and Abby Gorman right near the fence will make the play, and that's out number 3. So Girard gets a runner to second, but can't go any further than that. And we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Still 5-1, Fort Scott.
Ready to turn your nails into a work of art? Hi, I'm Delana Beatty, nail tech and artist. I specialize in custom nail art as unique as you are. From vibrant designs to delicate details, I will do my best to bring your vision to life and make sure every set of nails tells your personal story. Get the perfect combination of style, quality, and fun with Nails by Delin at Spoiled Brat Salon in Fort Scott, Kansas.
So as we head to the bottom of the 6th, Fort Scott with the lead here. Pitch is fouled and out of play. Now this one's lined into left center field. That's going to get down and past the left fielder all the way to the fence. Brown rounds first, heads for second, and Kinsley Brown is in there with a double to lead off the bottom of the 6th for the Tigers. First pitch to Allie Brown is hammered to center field and gone! Home run, Allie Brown! now 7-0. Fort Scott with the lead. And now it's Allie Wheeler who's got 3 infield singles so far today. 2 of them by bunt, and this one's going to get into the outfield, and she will round and take a huge turnaround first, but heads back. So more of a traditional single that time for Wheeler. And now Abby Gorman up there. Bunt out in front of home plate. Nice pick by the third baseman, but the the runner is safe, and now the throw to third gets away, so Wheeler will score. Gorman will move all the way around to third on the play. The only fielder in the area over there was Maddie Kester, the shortstop, who on the wheel play there on the infield went over to cover third, and everybody else kind of left the area, so the ball got by her. She had to go chase it down in the outfield. And Fort Scott gets another run. They lead at 8-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Now a grounder. That's going to get through for a base hit. So Ray Leon with an RBI single as Gorman scores. And now Aubrey Yarrick in with an opportunity to end this one early. Here's a swing and a miss. Yarrick so far 0 for 1 officially, but has grounded out, had a sacrifice fly, and been hit by a pitch. She's had 3 productive at-bats, and there Rayleigh Cowan gets all the way to third, stole second. The ball got away from, I believe the shortstop, Kester, was the one covering there, and then hit the umpire inadvertently on the way through. So Cowan able to get to all the way to third. And now a grounder foul. Past the bag at third by Yarrick. She is the game-winning run at the plate by run rule here. Pitch a little bit low. An off-speed pitch high, and Yarrick takes a walk. So now runners on the corners for Fort Scott. They'll get another courtesy runner once again. Again, that's Bristol Marsh, taking over at first base here. So she is now the winning run for Fort Scott. The Lady Tigers have plated 4 here in the 6th. Here's the pitch. Grounder to short. Throw across the diamond is in time. Cowan scores from third on the ground out, and Marsh makes it all the way to second. So now it's 10-1. And again, that game-winning walk-off run is now in scoring position for the Lady Tigers. Grounded at third. Throw across the diamond is in time. So Lexi Forrester is out. And now Elsa Bishop up there. Opportunity for her to do the same thing. Here's the pitch. This one on and missed. The rain here is a very small cell from what it looks like on radar. And the wind's blowing pretty heavily, so for those interested in the JV game coming up next, should move through fairly quickly. Maybe through by the time we finish this game if we go to the 7th here. Marsh has taken third. Now another foul. Line of the 1-2 pitch to Bishop. Grounded to third. Merrill's got it across the diamond, and we will go to the 7th. Fort Scott scores 5 in the inning and lead it 10-1. We'll go to the 7th, see how quickly Fort Scott can get this one in the books when you come back. This is Lady Tiger Softball on Duckbait TV. If you're interested in helping us out at Duckbait Media, bringing more Tiger and Greyhound athletic events, become a sponsor today. Contact us at tonyabady@gmail.com, duckbaitmedia@gmail.com, or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/duckbaitmedia. We're here to bring you the best of the Tigers and Hounds on youtube.com/duckbaittv. So Fort Scott 3 outs away from getting this one in the win column and keeping their spot in the top 4 of the 4A East region standings. First pitch to Emily Hanks is outside. That one, a check swing foul. So 1 ball and 1 strike now. On Hanks, one of the many freshmen in the Girard lineup this year. Pitch is high. 2-1. Rain coming down a little heavier now. That one catches the outside corner. Again, this, at least according to the radar, looks like a pretty small cell, so JV game should be in the clear, although there are a few other small cells around us. Now 3 balls and 2 strikes. We have had an odd spring when it comes to the weather this year. That one's outside, so ball 4. We'll put Emily Hanks on first. We had visions of doing nearly a handful of junior college softball and baseball this year. It just didn't work out weather-wise with all the schedule changes and things that you occur. And that happens more in the college level because of travel and things like that. If you're supposed to play on Thursday, but you can get it on a Wednesday, you're going to get it on a Wednesday. The pitch is high. The preemptive doubleheader is very common in the college game. Had several of those when I was in college working in our college's athletic department. That pitch is high. So 3-0 now the count with a runner on first. And now Coach Johnson out to talk to her pitcher Farley. Maybe give her a second to let more of the cell pass through and she can get that ball dried off a little bit better. Stay tuned after the game as we will have the ceremony honoring the 20-year anniversary of the Fort Scott Lady Tiger Softball State Championship in 2005. Several of the former Lady Tigers that were on that team are back. That pitch is high, so ball 4. We'll put Bowman on first. And now runners on first and second here for the Lady Trojans, with nobody out for Lindsey Bryant, who's the leadoff batter in the order. She's 0 for 2 officially, but does have a walk in this game. First pitch to her is high. Lakin, I'm not sure if my totals are accurate, but if I've got her getting ready to throw her 97 pitch here. That one just off the inside corner. So 2-0 now. That one catches the strike zone. And another walk here for Farley. So the bases are loaded now. And maybe those insurance runs in the bottom of the 6th will become more important here. Hopefully not. That pitch is low. Bases loaded, nobody out, top of the 7th. Fort Scott leading at 10-1. There's a swing and a miss. And now 2-1. Pitch is hit out towards center field, right center field. Coming in, actually making the play is the right fielder, Briley Heimer. And now we've got Runners caught for Girard, and they'll get the tag there, so that's out number 2. And tough luck there for the Lady Trojans. Addison Bowman definitely thought Emily Hanks was going to try to score on that ball to the outfield, and she did not. So Bowman, and she didn't realize it until she was kneeling to the bag at third, so quickly 2 outs now here in the 7th. First pitch, that one misses. Grounded at third, foul. So 1 ball and 1 strike on Elena McGowan. That one a little bit low. That one's solid hit up the middle. That'll score at least 1. Here comes the second run, and she will score as well. So a 2 RBI single for McGowan. 2 more runs score here for Girard. Still 2 outs as Fort Scott leads it by 7 now. Here's the pitch. That one's high to Erica Bowman. And down to second on a wild pitch is McGowan. Farley getting some encouragement from her teammates. This one's popped up left side, and it will stay in play. And the out is made by Lexi Forrester. And the Lady Tigers get the victory here today, 10-3, your final score. We'll keep it here for a moment as the ceremony is supposed to take place momentarily.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? At this time, we would like to recognize the 20th anniversary of our 2005 softball state champions. In the spring of 2005, these Lady Tigers hosted a 4A regional tournament at Fisher Park. They faced Columbus in the first game and defeated the Titans 3-0. In the regional final, they defeated the Girard Trojans by a score of 4-2, avenging an earlier season loss to them in the opening home tournament on the same field. The Fort Scott Tigers were seeded as the #1 seed going into the 4A state tournament at Salina in 2005 with a record of 17-3. They faced Lewisburg in the first round on Friday evening and won 2-0. Advancing to the semifinal game the next morning, they defeated Chapman 1-0, and then found themselves moving across the park to the championship field where reigning powerhouse Augusta was waiting. The Tigers went up 1-0 in the 5th inning when Crystal Colvin scored on an RBI by Jessica Euler-Collier. The battery combo of Heather Davis-Hartman and Brooke Bradbury-Gaskamp kept the Augusta Orioles off balance the entire game, racking up a then record 19 strikeouts in the 7 innings of play. Amanda Metcalf recorded the other 2 outs of the game with catches in right field. The Lady Tigers claimed the 2005 4A state championship trophy, and that championship is still the only state championship won by any girls athletic team in Fort Scott High School history. Attending tonight are outfield/pitcher Caitlin Simpson-James, outfield pitcher Afton Gray-Hire, utility player Josie Allen Renfro, who, by the way, his father-in-law is the current head softball of the Tigers, Danny Renfro. And the starting lineup, right fielder Amanda Metcalf, left fielder Crystal Colvin, second baseman Tabitha Colvin DeRosset, first baseman Bailey Gray Lyons, and the pitcher, Heather Davis-Hartman. The assistant coach was Alvin Metcalf. And the head coach of the 2005 state champion, Karen Curran. Those unable to attend tonight were center fielder Jackie Allen, third baseman Jessica Euler-Collier, shortstop Aaron Floyd, catcher Brooke Bradbury-Gaskamp, infielder Katie Reinick-Allison, outfielder Brittany Fowler, outfielder Randy Shaw, and team manager Jared Leak. Thank you, ladies, for your dedication and hard work to become elite players, not only in the softball program, but more importantly in the history of Fort Scott High School athletics. Let's please give these ladies another round of applause for their unprecedented and unmatched achievement.
So a really cool ceremony there, and it's hard to believe that it's been 20 years. Doesn't feel like it's been that long ago, but Fort Scott, as you heard there, the only girls state championship thus far, and Lady Tigers softball team this year may make a run for the title themselves. As we saw a couple years ago, the girls basketball team got all the way to the semifinals at the state tournament. And these Lady Tigers on the softball field have an opportunity to do the same thing. Again, we mentioned they were coming in ranked are seated second right now, with if the playoffs started today, they would be the second seed in the state bracket. So definitely a good thing. And you heard there that they were hosting the regional back in 2005. They've got an opportunity to host regional again this year. And we'll see if they can get that done over the next few weeks with their remaining schedule. Again, now improving to (18-4) overall. Of course, it's not an SEK League game today, but with the win, 18-4 overall, and again, just another opportunity for these Lady Tigers to get back to the state tournament and do some really special things on the softball field. Let's take our final break, and we'll come back and wrap up the game here in just a few moments. This is Sportscat Lady Tiger softball on Duckbait TV. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Mark, Dave, Jolene, Manda, and Tyler are ready to greet you with a smile and help with whatever you may need. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. If you need residential interior or exterior painting done or your cabinets refinished, contact the folks at Aura at Labora Painting Company, LLC. Fort Scott native Josh Regan is ready to help with your project, so give them a call at 620-288-6617. Patty West and Crystal Cowan are a mother-daughter duo selling personal and commercial insurance. If you need auto, home, boat, motorcycle, ATV, business, or commercial insurance, they've got you covered. Visit them at 3 East Wall Street in downtown Fort Scott or call 620-223-0700. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact her by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com.
Ready to turn your nails into a work of art? Hi, I'm Delana Beatty, nail tech and artist. I specialize in custom nail art as unique as you are. From vibrant designs to delicate details, I will do my best to bring your vision to life and make sure every set of nails tells your personal story. Get the perfect combination of style, quality, and fun with Nails by Delin at Spoiled Brat Salon in Fort Scott, Kansas.
If you're interested in helping us out at Duckbait Media, bringing more Tiger and Greyhound athletic events, become a sponsor today. Contact us at tonyabady@gmail.com, duckbaitmedia@gmail.com, or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/duckbaitmedia. We're here to bring you the best of the Tigers and Hounds on youtube.com/duckbaittv. Well, as we welcome you back here to Ty Kohler Field, again, another big victory for the Lady Tigers as they get the win here this afternoon. You see the final score there, 10-3. Allie Brown and Allie Wheeler led the team offensively, 4 for 4 for both of them. Brown with 2 singles, a triple, and a homer. All 4 of Wheeler's hits were singles, but still a couple of RBIs there for Allie Brown and on that home run. And just some really good offense for the Lady Tigers here today, and taking advantage of opportunities as well. And they've done that very well here recently, taking the extra base when it's possible, putting the pressure on the defense to make a mistake and taking advantage of that mistake. And they've done a really good job of that over the last few weeks. And again, 12 games now, a 12-game winning streak for the Lady Tigers as they improved to 18-4 overall. Rayleigh Cowan was 2 for 4 at the plate. Kinsley Brown also 3 for 3 at the plate for Fort Scott in this game here today. In the circle, Lakin Farley had the complete game victory for Fort Scott as she struck out 6, gave up 6 hits, walked 4 in the game. Also 3 runs. They were all earned, but Fort Scott with the win. And again, a pretty good pitching performance by Lakin. She did appear to be kind of getting a little bit tired there in the 7th inning, and Girard able to score a couple more runs late to tack on to make it a little bit less of a deficit there. But again, Lakin, a great job in the circle. He makes good pitching with good hitting, and that's why you're in a 12-game winning streak that the Lady Tigers are in right now. So your totals, as you see them there on your score on your screen there: Fort Scott 10 runs on 15 hits, 1 error, 7 runners left on base. Girard 3 runs on 6 hits, 3 errors, and 7 runners left on base. Lakin gets the win in the circle for the Lady Tigers. J.C. Geyer takes the loss in the circle for Girard. Fort Scott, as I mentioned, improves to 18-4 overall. Girard falls to 8-10 overall. And Fort Scott will be back on the diamond tomorrow as they will host Parsons in a varsity JV doubleheader. So 1 varsity game, 1 JV doubleheader. And then on to next week as they will play Frontenac in Frontenac. They'll play Frontenac and Colgan both in Frontenac next Monday. And then they'll finish their schedule on Thursday next week with a home date with Chanute. So we'll see how everything kind of pans out for the Lady Tigers. We are tentatively down to do the Chanute game next week for Fort Scott, but we'll see if the boys end up playing for if either team ends up playing, and that would be a league championship game, so to speak. We may move that broadcast, but we'll see how that plays out next week as Fort Scott will be hoping for some help as they are trailing Pittsburgh in the SEK League standings. Fort Scott now is still 8-2 in the SEK behind Pittsburgh, who's undefeated in the SEK, and of course the 2 losses for Fort Scott came to Pittsburgh, so they're behind him there by 2 full games, obviously. So need to get some help in the standings for that. But anything's possible, of course, as we go forward here. So we'll see how things shake out for next week and what our broadcast schedule will be like next week. We're hoping to get at least 1 boys game and 1 girls game next week. We'll see how that shapes out, and we'll let you know on social media how all of that falls for us. But anyway, again, a big win here today for the Lady Tigers. Great to see the 2005 state championship team honored as well. And just a big day here at the ballpark for the Fort Scott Lady Tigers. They get the win 10-3. For my dad on the camera today, thanks to him, I am Tony Abady, and thanks again to all of our viewers and sponsors out there who make these broadcasts possible. We couldn't do it without your viewing support and your sponsorship support as well. Thank you so much for helping us out there. But until next time, good night, Kansas.